The goddesses' battle intensifies in the latter part of 1987. The area of most consistent activity is Kupapa'u Point, just outside the boundary of Hawaii Volcanoes National Park. But the ever-widening flow is now well within the park, increasing speculation that the Waha'ula Heiau and Visitor Center may be threatened. Archaeologists consider Waha'ula to be of significant historic and cultural importance. They hurry to complete documenting the area surrounding the temple. It provides an easily accessible viewing area for thousands of tourists to watch the interaction between molten rock and the sea.
Boom, boom, there you go.
Nice. Yeah.
Generally benign, Hawaiian volcanoes can become more violent by the introduction of water. Steam explosions, called littoral explosions, occur when lava interacts with the sea. Debris from this activity is either carried out to sea or washed up on the shore to form instant beaches. Dozens of these beaches have been created over the past 2 years of volcanic activity at the ocean. The largest of these black sand beaches is this one deposited at the Kamoamoa Village picnic area south of the eruption site. Local residents found this development quite a shock, as the mile-long beach now covers what were once cliffs 40 to 50 feet above the water. Depending on the length of the eruption, these beaches along the Puna coastline, as well as the littoral cones that formed them, may be washed away in a short time. Nevertheless, Pele's fury is unleashed against the irrepressible Namaka. Their battle rages on day and night. By the beginning of 1988, Pele's focus is on the sea. Month after month, the sisters do battle. The tube system is firmly entrenched in the ever-swelling flow, which is now 70 feet deep in some places. As the flow grows in height, it also widens occasionally. One by one, the remaining homes fall to Pele's fiery touch. Each becomes a twisted pile of sheet metal, and then is buried and lost forever. By mid-1988, every home in Kapa'ahu is gone. To the south, the Royal Gardens subdivision is persistently threatened by lava flows. Pele destroys 28 homes here in 5 years of eruptive activity. She closes the access road twice, forcing residents to drive an hour to the nearest store and further to schools. A number of residents disassemble their homes. A few still live here, but many just leave. Sometimes their homes are still there when they return. Sometimes they are not. By the spring of 1988, Pele's tube system leading to Pupapa'u Point is so established, Royal Gardens no longer seems threatened. Residents Art and Wendy Knight are optimistic enough to build a deck onto their home, even while the ocean steams behind them. But a year later, a change in the tube sends a massive flow into the subdivision, threatening to cut off access once again. The lava blankets the main thoroughfare, Royal Avenue. Art and Wendy's home is devastated. Now residents are warned that there will soon be no road and another will not be built.
I live right over here. I got all my stuff out, and my dogs they're in the woods right now. They're chasing the wild pig because the lava's chasing the pig down the hill. But the lava's so hot that I know the roads are going to be closed here, and we'll be gone.
Although urged to get out while they still can, several families refuse to leave. Just 4 days after the flow covers Royal Avenue, it has swollen from 4 feet to 25 feet deep. By the end of May, vehicles can no longer access Royal Gardens. Unbelievably, a handful of homeowners insist on remaining in their homes, walking across the new flows to gather supplies. Pele randomly torches homes during early 1989, covering and recovering the access road. By mid-June, she reaches the main highway inside Hawaii Volcanoes National Park. The highway provides an easy path to the Waha'ula Visitor Center. Overnight on June 21st, 1989, the lava destroys the maintenance building and several small sheds nearby. By morning, the flow has covered half the parking lot and is headed straight for the wooden visitor center building. For over 20 years, the Waha'ula Visitor Center has served as an oasis for travelers visiting the ancient temple.
We're going to let the flow come under the building.
This day, National Park firefighters pour enough water on the flow to freeze it before it claims the $1.5 million structure. The flow stagnates at the building's edge, but park workers know it's just a matter of time. The morning of June 22nd, 1989, yet another surge. Still not strong enough to reach the visitor center. By noon, visitors have arrived by the dozens, but the flow seems to have stagnated again. Suddenly, in the mid-afternoon, Pele advances. The flow slips under the visitor center, and despite the firefighters' gallant effort, Pele sparks the dry wood to life. Park workers can only stand back and watch.
And we'll take an elevation height, so you'll see relief on the map when we throw it in the computer.
Archaeologists are quickly mapping the temple area. Even as they work, some sites are filled in by lava. Over the next few weeks, lava enters the ocean nearby, encircling the Wahaula Heiau. Just a quarter mile north, the park rangers' residences are destroyed. Lava moves within inches of the temple walls, but does not flow into the sacred site. In September of 1989, new flows claimed two more homes in Royal Gardens, the 73rd and 74th of the current eruption. What was once a prolific paradise is now solid black rock. Except for the few remaining residents, Royal Gardens is now a ghost town. In contrast, Kalapana Gardens on the opposite side of the flow is flourishing. The community lies just a half mile from the portion of the road most recently covered by lava. The flow area is constantly swelling and spreading. Steam clouds from Kupapa'u Point rise beyond the debris at the destruction site of Kalapana. Still, new roads have been built over the barren black rock of the 1986 flow. Several lots have been cleared, and some residents are confidently building new homes.
I've been called crazy before, so it really doesn't matter to me. I figure if I make it a couple years, it's worth it. Even if the whole thing goes, I'll just leave with a smile and remember the good times. That's all I can do.
Only time will tell if Kalapana can survive Pele's wrath. Phase 48, by far the most destructive phase of the current eruption, rages on. As of this writing, the current eruption, which began in 1983, has done over $20 million in property damage. Pele has destroyed 74 homes and 4 community buildings, closed over 3 miles of the Kalapana Highway, and covered more than 20,000 acres of land. The goddess has also added over 100 acres to the Big Island. And some 21 miles southeast of Hawaii, another active volcano is building the next Hawaiian island. It's called Lo'ihi Seamount. But don't call your travel agent just yet. Lo'ihi is still 3,000 feet under the sea and is not expected to surface for another 10,000 years. Hawaii is a very special place, one that causes us to pause and wonder and reflect upon mountains in the making. This undeniable force of nature continues to create, destroy, and create anew. An amazing spectacle of life. Our earth born again, minute